And
So I'm telling everybody. Welcome back to the Maters of a Boss podcast, all about mastering mindsets and methods to making more money in your business. And in today's amazing episode, it's all about the impact you're making in your business through a lot of different things. And we'll get all into them. But let's first go into a little bit of something that when we start these businesses, I think sometimes we always talk about this, how it can always be like, I just want to make a few dollars,
just a little extra
money. Some people are more a little intentional than others. They're really birthing something that's a passion, that they're walking in their purpose. You know, sometimes we come into this in different ways, but the impact can all be the same and more, right? But 9 times out of 10, as we are going through these journeys of building this business, we realize that our business has nothing to do with us. I know it sounds weird, right? Because it's our business. We're doing things. We're wearing the hats. We're building the teams, right? But it has nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with the people that we're impacting, the connections that we're making, who we become on the journey to being X, right? It's never about that. And when you understand that, it opens new doors for you. You're looking at it from a different eye view, rear view, one of the views.
one of the views.
You're looking at it differently is what we're trying to say in that. So as you are thinking about the impact you're making, think about why or how is your business not about you? So like, for example, Brittany is a full-grown photographer, videographer, all of the things, but she knows she's just not shooting behind the camera. But what are you actually doing?
What I'm actually doing is creating a safe environment, an amazing experience for women to walk out more confident in themselves and their businesses than when they walked in. Like I will say this every episode, I will die on this hill. My favorite part of what I do is just connecting with that woman or man, but that woman on the other side of my camera. Like I genuinely build a good connection with them. I love speaking life into them, and that's the number one thing that I get back. Like, you made me feel so good, you made me feel so comfortable, and they literally feel different walking out of that. So just going back to such the bold statement, the contrarian, your favorite word, the contrarian statement that our business has nothing to do with us. It's all about the impact that we make.
Yeah.
What struck with me, what I would imagine would strike with a lot of people, there's no selfishness in that statement. And when we think about, I want to start a business, I want this for me, I want that for me, there's a tiny bit of selfishness if the main purpose is just personal gain.
Speak on it.
When you start a business, I mean, just, you know, a lot of us, you know, we're Christians. I'm gonna say it. We're here to serve. We're here to serve in some kind of capacity, just as a person, as a woman, to be a good daughter, friend, mother, all these things. Like, we all as human beings are here to serve in some capacity. When you decide to start a business or even be a part of any business, but when you do something like that, the purpose is to serve the person who needs whatever it is that you are offering.
Yeah.
It could be on a temporary level, bigger level, whatever, but it's serving, it's giving someone what they need on whatever capacity that is.
Yeah.
And just speaking to that, remembering that when you walk in, when you wake up, when you clock in or whatever, it changes that perception. Yes, you get benefits in the long run from it, but keep that at the forefront. It's to serve others. And if you're not the type of person that gets satisfaction from serving others, you know, that's another conversation on why that might be and what kind of lack you may have experienced in your life or that you're still experiencing mentally, that you can't allow it to be about others. It has to be about you and whatever hole that you may be trying to fill.
Yeah. I can definitely say that entrepreneurship definitely has you digging deep about yourself. It will expose the things that you want to keep closeted in. And I want to underscore something Brittany said, if you guys didn't pick up on it. She said pouring into others as she's doing her gift, right? And she also said, it's something else that you said, but I'll tell you in that, pouring into others, because your business is not about you. She's actually providing growth and personal gain. So she's not your therapist, no, but she's helping you in areas that's deep within you that you didn't even know that are sitting there, that's having you stay in lack because of her business. So yes, she's getting in front of a camera, she's doing your pictures, she's doing your videos, but there's deeper work that she's doing with you that you're not even catching. And it's the fact that she's pouring into others in different ways. So in a way, you are a life changer.
Thank you for having
and the
me.
things that you're doing. But because our business is not about us, we're doing a lot of these things for other people. And yes, how we always say shifts selling into serving, you really are serving the person to their next best level. There's transformation in the services that you guys provide for other people, that they're becoming better human beings,
Right,
because of your service.
Now, that's not to say, because we know most of you guys are service-based, that's not to say that you're at the mercy of your customer.
Correct.
Okay, I think TikTok, Instagram, and the Shade Room viral videos let us know. Sometimes it's a no.
Yeah.
But we're just talking about on a core level.
Yeah.
On a core level, this person has reached out to you because, again, they have some sort of need that needs to be fulfilled. That even looking beyond that, if I need my car fixed, just for example, it's not just about my car being fixed. My car being fixed means I can't get to where I need to be so that my life can be benefited in some sort of manner.
Yeah.
So thinking about the chain reaction of what your service provides, girl getting her hair done, where does she now feel comfortable going? How is she now presenting herself better because she has the confidence of having her hair done? Look at the full-on chain reaction of the impact that you actually have.
Yeah.
You know, and that'll change the game. It's an ongoing thing. I'll be digging deep.
No, oh, we have to dig deep, because 9 out of 10 people think entrepreneurship is all about money. It's really the deep digging. I can't talk today, guys. It's really all about that. Less strategy. Now, of course, do you need the strategy to make the money? Absolutely. But in order for the strategy to work, you got to dig deep and confront some things that you have to take care of in order for the strategy to work. But because of all the things that you've done and the digging deep, it's the legacy that comes behind that, right? Mm-hmm. Now, when we think of legacy, sometimes people think of grandma passing down the recipes, some money that's going to be passed down, whatever.
Some estate.
And I might hurt your feelings, and if I do, my bad. Sorry, not sorry. But don't nobody care about them grandma recipes. Like, in my thing, when I think about legacy, I think about legacy as financial. Because when I think about legacy, I imagine, right? Because imagination is the highest form of creativity, right? I imagine that this little beautiful brown girl is looking at this mural on the wall, and she's like, Mom, like, who is that lady? Who is that lady on the wall? Like, whose building are we in? And this little beautiful brown girl is like, that's your great grandma who made this all possible. Like, they're in a building because of me. There are foundations because of me. Lives are changed because of me. But what I do know is that I can't be the change I want to see if I ain't got no change, right? So to me, legacy is financial. Yes, we want the generational wealth. Yes, we want our families to live a fruitful life. Yes, we want all the things, but beyond that, my name will ring bells. You got something?
I love
my
that.
name will ring bells because of the communities I impacted, the buildings I've built. You know what I mean? Like, that is the bigger thinking. And I think, thank God for our podcast and us, because we can help you think and dream bigger than what you're thinking for yourself in this moment, right?
Absolutely can.
Challenging you to dream bigger and think it 10 times your dream or the legacy that you want for yourself, right? So when I think about the legacy I'm making, yes, the impact that my business is doing on these people in a deeper level, but let's 10 times that. Mm-hmm. The lives that we don't even know half of these people, because
we won't. If you're doing it right, it's going to impact people who when you're gone are just coming into the thing, but something that you did contributed to that. Yeah. So like finances, I think that's an understated. I'm so glad that you said that, because I think that's an understated part of legacy. Mm-hmm. You know, when you say it about, I care about grandma recipes, but you know, we have to include long-term benefits that we want to leave behind. Mm-hmm. You know, I look at it as a well-rounded thing, but the financial part is just not talked about. It's not included enough. It's not emphasized on. You want to leave a legacy. You know, I talk to my fiance about this all the time. I want to have a family that my kids are proud to be a part of, that they're affected by, that they are benefited by, that they are supported emotionally, financially, and on all other ways. I have a couple of friends. I was just thinking, they work for their parents' business or something that was contributed by their parents. So because of a decision that their parents did when they just had a little bit extra money to invest, now it's 20, 30 years later, their children and grandchildren are literally eating food that was purchased because this business was in existence.
Yeah.
Now the kids have an opportunity to do what they want to do and start their own or whatever that's going to be because of a small decision. I decided to go buy a house. I decided to start this business. I decided to invest.
Yeah.
And you're not thinking about that when you just want some extra money on your plate. But when you get into the thick of it and you do start to think about it, there are long-term positive effects that can literally come from it.
Yeah.
So even just not thinking about the client or the customer's chain effect, you can now selfishly think about your own family's chain reaction effect. So when you start a business, it's a beautiful thing. It's a big decision. Please don't take it lightly.
Yeah.
Because this could be a life changer for you and for so many others.
Yeah.
And, just holding ourselves to the responsibility of doing things right and putting our all into it.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah. I love that. And even thinking about how I want to say this, even thinking about how we're normalizing healthy relationships with money. We're normalizing talking about money. We're normalizing these things that, we weren't taught as kids. So I think when we think about legacy, I'm thinking about, like you said, the generations that are continuing to normalize that this is a healthy thing for them. But I know you guys may have some questions. You might have something sparking up into you, but hold on. We got to take a little break and we'll be right back to continue the conversation.
The Bossy Picnic is back. The #1 picnic experience for women entrepreneurs is back in Delaware, and as usual, we want to celebrate the moneymaker in you. This is your chance to enjoy a curated picnic experience with other powerful and driven women entrepreneurs for an unforgettable afternoon of community, conversations, celebrations, charcuterie, music, and more. At the Bossy Picnic, you'll be surrounded by women who are just like you, unapologetic and growing their businesses. Get ready to build relationships that inspire, shift your mindset to abundance, become aware of gaps in your business, and do something about it, all while enjoying a beautiful picnic experience. Use the link to learn more and register below.
Hi guys, and welcome back from the break. In case you didn't catch it from the first part of the episode, we are definitely digging into the impact of everything business, right? So on this part, we're going to be talking about how it's really more than the money. The money is great. The money makes an effect.
Yes.
The money makes things move.
Oh, yes.
But it's really more than the money. And I'll just dig into my personal story. Being a business owner, especially full-time, I've never felt so exposed. I've never felt so called out. I've never felt so self-reflected upon. I've never felt so humbled. Because I think we're in an age now, I mean, if you're not living under a rock, Instagram, TikTok, all of that will just make it seem, oh, it's so easy, just do this, just do that, even with the mentorships and everything. But which are going to be shortcuts to your success, but there's not going to be any shortcuts, I would say, to the inner stuff that's going to happen with you. You just have to deal with it and become stronger on the other side of it. But, owning a business, something about it and fitting it into your life will make you see some things in the mirror that weren't there.
Yeah, and it might not be pretty.
And it might not be pretty, but you go through it and you learn, me being a ADHD girly, time management was a struggle. And now I got actual serious deadlines, because I've been paid nice. So I gotta treat the project nice. I had to literally relearn how to structure my day, relearn how to have a certain attitude about things, relearn how to forgive myself for for me learning, so just and I'm sure that if you're watching this at this point, you know what we're talking about. I want to tell you it's not over, but you get better. You get better at handling it.
Yeah, you do.
What are your thoughts?
It's always about who you become on the journey. So like you said, all the pitfalls, the ups and downs, all of those things on the journey to become whatever your goal is the most important part. because money, like you talked about something earlier before the break about how if you're just doing this for personal gain, like your business really ain't going nowhere. Same as if you're just doing it for the money, your business is not really going there. We're talking about impact. So what is the impact you're making? Brittany does this exercise with our clients when we talk about your why, right? We have them dig deeper on why have you started this business, or why are you continuing to grow your business? And by the time they get to that fifth why, it's a little teary-eyed, it's a little emotional, it's extremely emotional, it's extremely relatable to the person. And you're adding that content, you're adding that messaging into the world, into your content, so people have an idea of why you're serving them so deeply. But when I think about it's more than just the money, I think about how that impact that I'm making brings more of that money in. So if I'm focusing, whatever you focus expands. So if I'm focusing on serving people well, and I'm focusing on impacting people deeply, then the money's just naturally going to come. It's never really a factor. I'm focusing on the service that I'm providing for somebody else. So I think about when we are growing these businesses, how are we deeply impacting others through the words that we say, through the service that we provide, through the marketing that we do, through how we speak to others, and how we even treat others on a consistent basis. That is the part that leads up to the money that comes into
right, because
world.
That's going to affect us. It's going to speak volumes to the client, to the experience, to the everything.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's going to bring the money in after a while, to the point where that's not going to be the concern anymore. It's going to be like, okay, the digging deep stuff. How can I get better in actual service quality instead of just the collection of it, getting those initial customers?
I think about the times that we get ladies that say, Thank you for pulling us to the side and talking to us. That meant a lot, right? Even when we didn't have to. But I think for us is that we foresee and see deeply into these women, or we've been there and we can add a little bit more love and light into the situation that they're experiencing, that it makes it more wild to do so. Like I'm old school. Treat people how you want to be treated. That's like the foundational rule I think we've all learned. I don't know if people got away from it now, but treat people the way you want to be treated. If I was having a bad day, or if someone can sense my aura wasn't as high, I wouldn't mind someone taking some time out of their day to speak life into me.
All right.
That is very impactful.
We all need that sometimes.
Yeah, we do. And it impacts your brand, your business, how you see things, you know what I mean? So I think you guys, if you're not taking anything away from this, think about how you're treating your people, your potential clients, your clients, anybody that's doing anything in your business, your team. How is that impact on how you're treating them impacting the outcomes? Whether it's sales, marketing, more KPIs, more people, whatever it is, more engagements. How is how you're treating people impacting those outcomes? And if you're not seeing many outcomes, maybe we need to do an inner check on what's going on in here that's impacting those outcomes.
Right. Yeah. I mean, speaking of inner check, and this might be going backwards, but when you were talking, I just thought of something I want to get your thoughts on. How many people do you feel have started the business because they were trying to like fulfill a void, because they weren't feeling powerful, they weren't feeling valuable, useful? How many women do you feel go into it starting the business because they were just trying to fill a void, and that's another situation where it may not be, the money's always going to be nice. We're never going to downplay that, but it may not be about, I just need some extra income. It may be, I need to feel something.
Yeah. I think a lot of women, when you think about a void, I think about when I first moved to Delaware, I didn't have any friends except for my one best friend. And at the time I needed community. I needed somebody that was further, that was greater, that was, that could pull me out of the funk that I was in at that time. And starting that community, I was able to start meeting women who were doing amazing things, who were on the brink of burnout, but knowing that they were brilliant enough to step out boldly on themselves. I'm just thinking about, it was that need of, I didn't care much about the time of charging and all of the things that that's important. But I was trying to feel the need of, how can I have a community of sisterhood? My closest friends to me live all over the world.
Literally.
So there was literally. So it was the need of, I don't have that closeness that I used to have when I was in college, because it was 2 seconds away. You walk down the street. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I do think at the time for me, when I started Girls Like Us, there was more of an emotional community need of sisterhood and guidance from women who are wiser than me, who've been there, done that than me. Maybe I can help them. But there was more of that need. Then later came, all right, how are we gonna structure this out? How are we gonna do it?
Get these ducks in a row.
Right. So if you had started, because I know right now you're already growing, but if you had started something, I think that's still fine. Because on the journey, you learn the structure piece.
Right.
You learn, okay, how can I turn this into something that is, yes, benefiting and serving me financially, but helping others that were feeling the pain that I felt at that time.
Right.
Yeah. So I do think that is important, and is impact. I impacted myself enough to impact others.
Yep. And that's the satisfaction that you get out of it, besides the money. I can say the same thing. Like, I can think back to like maybe 2014 when I probably first picked up a camera.
Mm-hmm.
And just throughout my whole life, I wanted to feel really good at something and that it contributed to the world in some kind of capacity.
Yeah.
Just like a particular thing, not just like the standard everybody can do this stuff thing, right? And I really, really got it. Like you said, I wanted someone to be able to speak life into me. Or I grew up an only child. Like, when it was time for me to be out, like, okay, I'm out here, like, cool. But, you know, I wanted that reassurance and just having something that made me happy and it made other people happy. I specifically speak life into women in front of my camera. Like, I get enjoyment out of that because I wanted that.
Yeah.
I wanted that. And I'm like, why wasn't everybody else doing this? Like, it feels good to be on this side of it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I can honestly say that's probably why I even started my business. It wasn't even I had a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
It probably wasn't even for money purposes at first.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a good thing that I really never hear people talking about. Like, why did you really get started besides the fact that you want some extra money on the side? And what is it doing for you? What impact is it making on you?
Yeah.
And I think keeping that spark, hopefully, you know, you're healing past it, of course, but keeping that spark is what will keep you going.
Yeah, I love that. And that goes into some of the 3 or 4 ways of impact, how your business is impacting. So through self, right? Brittany just touched on through self. I think about how you're impacting your team. So if you are at the point where you have a virtual assistant or some employees or contractors, how the fact that you're servicing others is impacting their lives. Like, you actually have an employee, like you are impacting her or his family and their ability to see bigger and to do more in their life, right? I think about that, how impactful that is, that you're creating jobs. Like, can we let that breathe? Like, you are creating a whole jobs. And what we do know is that small businesses is the backbone of this United States of America.
And respect on it.
Yeah, so you are truly impacting one's life with your business through creating a job. Like, that is big.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So another way that you're impacting is through your team, even their lives, because you're teaching them, you're training them, you're educating them, you're giving them something new, you're changing their perspectives, like you're adding value into their thought process, their education, how they go about. Sometimes through your leadership, they stand up a little bit differently. They think a little bit differently. They act differently because of your leadership. So you think about how you're impacting your team through your leadership and through the things that you're doing. And not saying that you have to be perfect, because your team also can learn through the mistakes that you make, because we are human.
Right.
And we're not too big enough to apologize and to be accountable and hold ourselves accountable for the mistakes that we make, right? So your team's also seeing that. That is, to me, is a huge thing on how you're impacting your team to stay in the vision and help you make the vision plain in this world.
That's good influence right there.
Yeah, that's big on how you're impacting. I think about, and that goes back on how you impact yourself through your business. Because if you didn't learn, if you didn't go through the journey, you wouldn't even know how to teach your team and how to guide your team as you're continuing to learn to your next level.
See, that's another chain reaction.
It should be going. It should be going.
It's all about these chain reactions, I'm trying to tell you, but you know, I'm not going to get everybody's nerves with that. But I mean, absolutely. And so we definitely challenge you ladies as you watch this episode to think about, actually, we're going to title this video Impact.
That part.
Impact that the business, you starting your business, running your business, growing your business has on others. has on you, has on generations that haven't even happened yet, has on other people who you've just touched on, and it's the chain reaction that it's providing. People get intimidated when they think about that responsibility. Like, wow, but you're walking around with that every day. Every person you talk to, every person that you educate on something, every person that you listen to, it's already given some kind of chain reaction. Like, you're already doing it. Yeah. But you are even more empowered when you own a business and you have that kind of control of the tone that's given out, the service that's given out, the impact that's given out. It's a wonderful position to be in, and we hope that you just don't take that lightly as a business owner.
Two things. When you were saying that, I was thinking about how my mom would always say, when you're walking about, always say hi to people. Hi, how you doing? You never know how those words or that kind word can change the trajectory of someone's life. And it's same thing in your business, right? And last but not least, the impact that you make, we can't forget about this one, your clients. Because they're coming to you to help you, for you to solve a problem that they can't solve on their own. So the impact you're making on your clients and your clients' life, and the chain reaction goes on from then and there. So, you are truly impacting lives that has nothing to do with you, right? But the service that you're providing and the deep work that you're doing with those people. So like Brittany said, this episode is all about the impact that you're making through your business that we don't want you to take lightly, but dig deeper to truly understand the impact, so that you're moving differently, that you're walking and you're talking differently.
It's clarity for me. Clarity of the impact. So with that being said, you guys know the routine. Please leave a review first of all, subscribe. You haven't been asking for the subscribe. Make sure that you subscribe to hear more money conversations. Make sure that you read the journal prompts that we include in every single episode, because we want you to reflect on what we're saying and actually apply it to your lives, of course. And leave us a comment and a review. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know how it's affecting you. Let us know what you would want to see going forward. Just talk back to us. We're very conversational. We're safe. We're cool. We're your fellow business girlies. Yes. And we will see you happily on the next episode.
Bye, guys.
Bye.